Now, financially, we collectively are setting children a bad example. I mean, interest rates, for a start, have been so low that it's been stupid to keep your money in a bank. Where's the savings habit? And the way we spend so much more than we earn. Household debt way above that of many other countries per capita. The federal debt soaring to $1 trillion. We are actually now spending our children's money. And then we tell the kids, oh, you've got to save, you've got to save. And all this, while we give 1 in 4 children in year 8, a maths teacher is actually not specifically qualified to teach maths. And one more thing too, how much harder is it now for kids to find a weekend job or even to be allowed to work? I had a paper round when I was 10 years old. Is that possible now? Thing is, I don't think we're giving many children a good head start in learning how to deal with money. Now, someone who does know about that kind of stuff and is now trying to do something about it is Scott Pape. He's written a massive bestseller, The Barefoot Investor. My daughter swears by it, and now he's lobbying state governments to do more to give students financial literacy. He'll show what kids need to know in Scott Pape's Money Movement, a 3-part series that actually starts tonight, 8:30 p.m. on the Lifestyle Channel. Scott Pape joins me now. Scott, great to catch up with you, this time on TV. What is the problem that you want to fix?
So basically the problem I want to fix is that kids get to the end of their school education and they know nothing about money. Their parents say that they're lazy, they have no idea about the real world, they don't know the cost of anything, and then they graduate and they prove their parents right. They make the wrong decisions. They are targeted by banks and other financial institutions, and it's all too easy for them to make themselves problems that they spend years paying for. And I just don't think that, I think there needs to be a better way.
Well, what is that better way?
Well, I think the better way is just saying that financial education, or life skills as I call them, are the one thing that every kid is going to be tested on every day of their lives. That's one thing that we do know. Like, we've all sat in classrooms and thought, hang on, how does this, what I'm learning right now, how's this going to help me in the real world? Well, we know that financial education, teaching kids the value of hard work, of spending wisely, just the basics, they are going to use every day of their life. And a pass or a failing grade really colours their entire life. And, you know, for me personally, as you said, I wrote The Barefoot Investor, sold a couple of million copies. The number one question that people asked me was, why didn't I get taught this in school? Why did I have to learn this when I'm 30, 40, 50? And so what the show on Lifestyle is about, it's a documentary for me trying to answer that question.
What can parents actually do to help?
Well, I mean, I think that parents model these behaviours. So I think for far too often what we say is, every ill is the teacher's fault or the school's fault. Sex education, all these things get humped onto the teacher or the school to solve. My view is that money is about behaviours, it's about values. I mean, we all know very wealthy, high income earning people that make silly decisions with money. It's about your personal values. And that is best taught at home with parents. So what I've been trying to do, especially in primary school, is to give kids the experience of working hard and experience the idea of working. And you would be surprised, Andrew, at the number of 35-year-olds that I meet that still haven't got that connection between working and getting paid. But ultimately, my program is the little kids actually go home and they teach the parents about pocket money. So it is putting that responsibility back on parents, because kids may not listen to you, and I've got 4, they may not listen to you, but they never fail to model you. So this is something that we as parents need to own, but it is that idea that our kids are going to learn this whether we like it or not. We just need to make sure they learn the right lessons.
Hey, Scott, though, I've been seeing some of the promos from your show. It looks good. It looks good. There you are in the schools and all that, teaching them about money. I got not a problem with that. But in the times we live in, you are going to get a certain kind of parent complaining, why are you teaching children about mere money in schools? And, this is capitalism, this is greed, we want the higher values and all that. What would you say to that?
Well, I mean, I don't, what I would say is this, that I went into some of the poorer schools in Australia, and what I found was the parents who were the most hard up, we're talking single parents who were really struggling, they were the people that were banging on the table saying, we need this in schools. We need to be taught this stuff. I don't want my kids making the same mistakes that I did. And the other thing that I would say is that at a primary school level, it's not about money. It's about work ethic. It's about spending wisely. It's about saving up and achieving something. And it's about looking after people in your community and realising that you're doing pretty well. So for me, it's got nothing really to do with money. It's about the behaviours that we want to create. It's that whole Jesuits thing of show me the boy at 7, I'll show you the man. Now, in the high school version, it's about getting a part-time job. There are still plenty of part-time jobs around, Andrew. I know you took your paper around when you were younger. There are still plenty of jobs there because they're cheap. And my view is that they should get a job. And I sit them down, and you're never more interested in money than in that first week before you get paid.
That's
so what I'm trying to do is getting
your first pay
trying to get them to save up.
What about that?
Yes, and just sitting down with them and saying,
quite right. Yeah, but I wonder, Scott. In effect, maybe I'm just talking from my socioeconomic group now, having worked so hard, and,
sure,
and all that. But I'm just wondering whether we're getting a little too comfortable and well off to demand things of our kids. I mean, this is probably a middle class problem, but you're saying to the kids, go off and work for a few dollars an hour. When it's rather than nag them and be a mean parent, I can just sling them $10 and it's easier that way. And I wonder whether we're spoiled by our relative comfort.
Well, I mean, I think the easiest way to no one sets out to create a spoiled brat. It just happens, and the way that you do that is that you don't make them work, and they don't have any context to what money's about. Because remember, everything's tap and go now, right? They don't really see money. It's not like Dad came home with a yellow envelope and ripped it out on the table and divvied up the money. They don't see that. So for me, I think it's child abuse to buy your child their first car. They should actually go out. They should work hard, and you may want to match them dollar for dollar so that they're in a safe car. But they should contribute to that because I think even wealthier parents, especially, need to show their kids the value of a buck. Because if they don't learn it while they're at home, they're not going to learn it when they leave.
Scott, I am right on a unity ticket with you about that first car. My children, I hope they're watching, don't expect that car from Dad at all. Good on you. Look, good luck, because I think what you're doing is important, because particularly with a lot of kids, if they don't get this thing mastered, why would we want them to live in poverty and struggle from this and that? Mate, you've done wonders for my children with your fantastic book. So
thank you.
Good luck spreading the message wider. Good on you.